All right, here we are. Oh, Andrew, you got some bats or something going on
I
in there?
got some flying around in here.
All right. Well, it's a great way to start the live show when all of a sudden you got one of your guests is flinging the the air around his screen. And so like, what is this? There you go. Yeah, get those cobwebs drug out of the way because we're going to be having some fun today. Welcome everybody. Welcome to another edition of RJ's Lives. We've got our fantastic panel with us today. We have Terry from Terry's Knives and Man Stuff. We got HT from HT's EDC.
Howdy.
Have Andrew from Baxter's Blades, and of course, Gunslinger Kalen holding it down there. He's ready to go, as you can see. See that big smile on his face? He's ready. Yeah. So. All righty. So HT EDC. Well, for anybody that doesn't know, HT is the same HT that you used to see in the comment section all the time in a lot of our videos and everything. And he definitely has jumped into the YouTube world in a big way. He's come on in and said, you know what, I'm going to make that transition from a commenter to a YouTuber and make my own videos. So I'm thinking that he must have seen that, you know, there was a video that was lacking on YouTube and that he could be the guy that brought it to us. So go ahead, HT. I'm going to bring you up full screen. Let's introduce you to the guys and kind of let them know what your channel is about and what you do over there.
Good to meet everybody. Yeah, my name is HT, and the channel name is, as you see, HT's EDC. And I am just a longtime knife lover, knife enthusiast. Right now, where my collecting kind of is, which it does change a lot, but I'm really kind of trenched in the traditional stuff right now. I do. You will see some moderns on my channel. You will see some fixed blades. Basically, if it's sharp and shiny, I love it. I have a passion for it. But my collecting kind of has ebbs and flows. And right now we're on. We're kind of doing the traditional thing, hot and heavy. But you may see just a little bit of everything from now and then. I'm gonna try to bring stuff that you know, maybe hadn't been done a million times, or either something I think I can bring my own take to, bring a little different spin to it, or what have you. But yeah, I'm out of South Arkansas, a little town called El Dorado, down here in southern Arkansas. We're actually, you're coming in through Louisiana. We're the welcome town as you come in from northern Louisiana into Arkansas. You'll up Highway 167. You will pop into our little piece of the world here, El Dorado. So that's a little bit of me.
All right. Now, what was it that made you decide that you wanted to switch from being a commenter to a video maker?
Well, to be honest, I was looking kind of for an outlet. I've had some health troubles for the last probably, I'd say, 5 or 6 years. And honestly, this is therapeutic for me. This is therapy. I have a lot of idle time healing from one thing or the other. Don't want to get too deep in all that. Nobody's here to hear that. But I just said, I love knives. I'm constantly watching the videos, following, you know, a lot of you guys here. And I was like, you know, hey, I've had a lot of people say, HT, you know, you got something to say, you know, you ought to be doing this, you know, you ought to make some content. And so between encouragement from friends and family, what have you, and a lot of idle time on my hands, here we are.
Well, sometimes that's what happens, but it happened in a good way as far as you having that idle time. You know, because your channel has, I think, done well. And guys, if you haven't gone over there, definitely go to HT's EDC and give him a sub. Check out his videos, give him a couple comments and everything, and let him know how he's doing. I think he's got some great content. You just started your first open tag just the other day. Do you want to kind of go over that? Because sometimes people in the comments section definitely get interested in open tags. So why don't you go over that real quick?
All right. Well, I kind of spun off a little bit of what Kevin over at Boston Blade did. I think his open tag I thought was really insightful. It was thought provoking. Made me do a lot of thinking, and so I took mine. Kevin did his on 3 knives for a week, and you could take one fixed blade. If you hadn't seen his thing, it was a great one. But you could take one fixed blade, one modern folder, and one slip joint. And what would you take if you were going to try to make 3 days in the wild or in the wilderness, camping trip, what have you? Well, I kind of spun off of that and made it a weekend. And I kind of did it like, I don't know if anybody of you familiar with the show Dropped, where the two brothers kind of, are dropped off in the wild, and they have to kind of win prizes to get more equipment, but basically they were dropped off with a sidearm and the clothes on their back. I didn't go that crazy with it, but I did 5 knives, 5 items for 3 nights, for basically Friday night to Monday morning in the wild or in the wilderness or what have you. And one of those had to be a knife. So one of your 4 had to be a knife. And my stipulation was, of course, for everybody to, to show, we are knife channels, to show that knife. And then you had 4 other things. What would you take? And the clothes on your back, 1 knife, and 4 other products, gear, what have you. What would you take to make a weekend in the wild? And I'm curious to see, of course, I put mine out there, my 5 items I would take. And I was just curious to see if you could only take 5 things and make a weekend, what people would take.
Well, it kind of reminded me of a story that my geometry teacher told us over when I was in high school. He said that when he was in the Air Force, that was one of the things they did in the 1950s is they just took like everybody that was in his section and they loaded them up on a bus and they just took them out to the woods and stuff. And they said, okay, here's your scenario. You're in a plane crash. What you got on you, what's in your pockets, that's what you got. We'll come see you in a couple of days. And they took off. And they were just left there to their own devices to come up with everything that they had. And I thought that was a really interesting kind of a thing. But of course, who knows what they may or may not have had. But it was kind of something that always made me think, so that's stuck with me ever since I was a teenager, because it makes me think about what I carry in my car, what I carry, because what if I break down in the middle of nowhere? What do I do? Of course, we have cell phones now, but what if you're in a place that has no cell reception?
Since I cut the video, I think I've changed my own mind about 6 times, but
the idea exactly.
Is to be thought provoking and kind of make you take an assessment of, okay, I don't know where you'd ever have to do that, but if need be, what would I take? And am I deficient in this? Or man, I really need to go get one of those. Or man, I wouldn't even have this if I was out there. It's just kind of, I was hoping to make people think and just see what other people's concepts were. And of course, everybody show a good durable knife and see what everybody take as far as their knife choice. But
yeah,
yes, sir.
Hey,
that's cool.
RJ.
Yes, sir.
RJ, send me a wrench. I let's see if I can do some moderating.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to do it. That's what I was looking at my phone. If you saw me looking down the other minute or so ago, I'm trying to figure out how to get in there and do that.
I was on Matt Zavision's show the other night, and he gave everybody in the chat a wrench.
Right.
So I was able to play with it a bit. So maybe I can highlight people's channels if you can figure it out.
Yeah, let me see. I think I have to go over to YouTube to do it. So I have to kind of leave this. But if you guys want to, or is there someone that has a topic you want to you call AAA. That's what you do, El Phoenix. Exactly. You say, here's my credit card number. Get me out of here. All righty. Let me see if I can go over to YouTube. I got a dog that keeps nosing me. It makes it so hard to use the computer when all of a sudden your mouse just flies out of your hand, or your hand flies off of your mouse. But I don't know if I can get to there or not from here. But you guys don't go silent. Throw some content out there. I need somebody to talk while I'm figuring this out.
All right. Well, I'll show it now. You want to show stag knives or knives
Yes,
with
sir.
adornment?
Let me bring you up full screen, and I'll go back over and mess around with this stuff.
I'll show this one right here. Andrew likes this one.
Oh yeah.
Well, I always forget the name, Andrew. Richards or Richardson?
Yeah, Richardson.
Richardson. Yeah, this is a company out of Alaska, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's out of Alaska. They make I think it's 3 different sizes, and they use this crown stag. And when you look at, you sent me those links, and when you look at it, it says that the steel is like $10.95. I don't know that this one is $10.95 because I've used it and carried it, and this one really, I think this one is stainless, or if it's a carbon, it's got a lot of stainless in it or something. But
I
at
think
any rate,
it's a 1075 carbon.
1075.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot to bring the sheath. I got the sheath in there. I actually use a different sheath when I carry it because I don't like the one that it came with. But it was a gift. It was actually a gift to me, and it's just neat. I really like it. I don't know. Obviously, it's a rat tail, but I don't know how deep it goes in there. But it's got that crook in it, so it can't go, too awful far. I wouldn't use it as a hard use knife, but it's definitely usable. Let's see. I got my tape here. I can overall length on it. The overall length is 7 and 7/8 overall length, but the blade is only 3 1/8. So that makes the handle 4 3/4. So it's got plenty. I wear a 2 extra large glove, so it's got plenty of handle to it, which is nice. So it would actually make a really good skinner because being less blade and more handle, you wouldn't have to worry about it coming out of your hand. And it's got the scrimshaw on there.
All right, Andrew, you're good.
Which is very well done.
That is nice.
Nice upswept blade on that thing too.
Yeah, it is. It's a dandy of a blade now.
Is that just coloring, or is that G10 there between the guard and the stag?
That right there, it looks like it's either, a lot of times they even use plastic, but you can if you use your thumbnail, you can feel it. So it's definitely spacers.
Nice.
So it's not painted. It's definitely spacers, and that stag is just.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's jam up. Andrew, did you looked last time? There was none of these available, right?
I was seeing them at Chicago Knife Works, and I think they are available. They have all different sizes. They have a drop point. I think there's. I don't know if you go to the website. I'm not sure their actual Richardson website is still around.
So Chicago Knife Works has some?
But yeah, if you look up Richardson or Chicago Knife Works, they have some, and Atlantic Knife also have some.
Okay, that'd be cool because I need to look that up because I would love to have the drop point to match this.
Yeah, the drop point is very similar.
So it has the handle to blade ratio is like that.
Yeah, and they have bigger ones, and I think that might be the smallest one that they have.
I think when you sent me those links before, I think this is the smallest one. There is a bigger one.
Good looking slab of stag on that one.
It is. That's the real thing. But that's probably the nicest stag piece I have.
It's a good one.
I see somebody else is ready.
This is the knife I chose for my fixed blade to go into the woods, and this one is stag as well, although it's quite a bit more worn down than Terry's.
Yeah.
Not much character left, but you can still see the natural grooves in it. But this one has, I think this is, I don't know. It looks to be copper, not brass. I could be wrong, but
Lick it and see if it tastes like a penny.
for but I'm probably wrong though. It's probably brass. It doesn't look like any other brass I have. And I did blue the blade. This is a skin and blade with a gut hook, and it's got some jimping here. And a man named Louis Lilly custom made this, and my dad won it in an auction just to help him and the community. They were having a big auction and selling his knives and stuff to help him, and so he jumped in there and got like 3 of them and gave me this one. And
That's
yeah,
a good looking knife.
I've used it 3 times on skin and deer, and hasn't failed me yet. So
Oh no, it looks like it would do the job for sure.
Good clean, yeah.
All right,
Stag,
HG.
huh?
Oh, you got something, Andrew?
I have 2 stag and my friend's knife. I'll show my stag and then I can go on to bone later.
Okay.
I've showed this before. It's the Case 6.5, one of my favorites. I really like the jigging in this. It's very similar to the antique bone, but it has more yellow burnt to it. And of course, this is the Trapper with the Warncliffe. I think I showed it last time. I also have a Steel Warrior Frost, and this one is actually in stag too. Not as nice as stag, but it's some stag. I sent one of these to John J.O. Ventures because I know he was a Frost fan, and I was pretty impressed with this knife for about $20. Depends on where you get it. And then my friend is doing some work on his it's basically Bear and Son. It's back before they were Bear and Son. It was Bear MGC. It's just a little, and this is the one that the scales fell off because they were just glued on. I think this is a 92, and he has the stag here. Now, ideally, he would probably want to pin them all but he doesn't want to crack them, and there's no holes drilled in there, so he's probably going to glue them on again. And the stag is pretty nice. It just looks a little dry, but I wouldn't hydrate it until it's actually on the knife a bit more.
Well, we got a question from the talk box. Frank wants to know, is the yellowing due to aging?
Oh, on the 6.5?
I don't know if it's on the 6.5 itself or if it's on one of the other ones, but yes, I mean, stag does, change color over time because it is a natural material. So it does change. Now on the 6.5, what I was going to say is that's bone stag, which is
okay,
cattle bone that's made to look like stag.
Oh, got it.
Right. So that's you'll see those terms interchangeable, or not interchangeable, but you'll see stuff listed as stag bone, and bone stag.
Oh man, Kate's fooling me. They ripped me off.
They do, right? But
it's still really nice though.
I have that same knife. I was going to show that same one when we get to the bone stag segment of the program, but we can start that now. We don't have to wait. Yeah, bone stag is really cool. Now, the thing with Case is that their bone stag, from what I understand, there's like only 3 people that are at their factory that know how to do that particular jigging or whatever. So that's why those are always seem like they're limited quantity and a little higher price than the other.
Yeah,
but that's because you're
right.
paying,
Their real stag, I think it's called genuine stag.
right. Genuine
Oh,
stag or sandbar stag is another one that you'll see. And that's talking about the sambar deer that those come from in India, which are now a protected species. So that's, if you see anything that's sambar stag, then it's going to be a little more expensive for sure, because that's, again, a limited quantity material.
I actually picked up the tribal lock in that 6.5 yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a sweet deal and a sweet knife. Do you have it with you? Yeah, let's take a look at that. That was beautiful.
Yep, that was my hardware store find yesterday. Actually, got it. They had this in there for a really long time. I've seen that knife in there for probably 6 months, and come to find out they lost the SKU, the item number, barcode to this knife, and I kind of just made them an offer. I said, well, I can take care of that, and I made them an offer, and they actually walked back in and talked to the manager, and she came out. The offer I gave was, I even gave 15. I offered $60 for it, and
Right.
I think they go for like the going rate, depending on where you buy it. I think they're like 80, 90 bucks, depending on where you buy it. So I was like, $60 sounds real good to me. And I guess in the Christmas spirit, they came out and said $47.99. And
Oh man, yes.
I couldn't get my wife's debit card out of her hand fast enough. You know what I
mean? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Indeed. Wow. That's got to be the score of all scores.
And a free hat. Oh yeah, and a free hat.
Yeah, that's right. You got the free hat too.
$47.99 and a free hat for a 6.5 bone stag tribal lock.
That's a Kalen deal. Kalen comes up with deals like that. With the
Taylor's probably sweating right now.
He is. He's like, dang it, my honey hole has been found out.
And Doom Crew. Have you guys seen some of the deals that I've heard? Doom Crew
yes,
is Doom Crew is a deal finder.
Doom Crew is a deal getting guy. That's for sure. I mean, he really does go out there and he scours eBay and the rest of the internet, and he finds some really great deals, and he shares them on his channel. That
good work, Doom Crew.
Just really, really good stuff. Yeah, another great channel. Yep, Big J is getting deals like that too. Yes, but I think Big J just intimidates him. That's all. He's like, "Are you sure that's your best price?" Just kidding, Jerry. Oh my goodness. Well, let me show off a little piece of stag bone there. Let me get here to solo layout. And this is on a nice little fixed blade. This is on that the Rough Rider bird and trout knife, and it's just a pretty little knife for sure. But you can't beat the price on this knives. I think they're still like right around $27 or something. It's just a little knife, like it says bird and trout. So it's a 3-finger knife, but really can punch above its weight as far as any kind of tasks that you might have. That's a nice little field knife, nice little camp knife. Doesn't take up any space at all. That's why I like the bird and trout knives, is they're usually really capable knives for their size. Another one I'll show real quick. Now this is a wood knife, but this is zebra wood. This is the Roper bird and trout knife. And they're a little small skinner, and I just like the figure on the grain of this zebra wood is just really super neat. The way it is, it just such a nice material. And again, another great natural material knife. Again, a 3-finger knife, but comfortable to hand in your hand, and really a nice blade shape. Really nice little knife for sure.
Yeah, that's a great deal.
Yeah, all righty.
I I picked up one of the 3-bladed trappers from Roper in the zebra wood. It is pretty impressive, real impressive for the value and the price paid.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I know HT. I know he's got a 110 with some awesome looking stag handles on it now. I want to see it.
I think I heard about that too. I think we're gonna have to see that one for sure.
We definitely have it. Y'all ready?
All right. Yep, we are ready. Let's check that out.
Well,
This
I
is
guess
from
this
the
is kind of
custom
my
shop, right?
I guess this is kind of my claim to fame. Out of all my videos, my unboxing video of this little baby it's over 4,000 views now, which I'm sure is not much for you guys, but it's far and away my best. Far and away my best most watched video.
I don't know that I got 4,000 views and 200 videos.
Exactly.
Well, the problem is I have one over 4,000, and like my next, I don't even have. I've done 20 something videos. The next one don't even have any over 1,000, but it's quite a fall off. But nevertheless, this was popular, and I can see why. It's I custom designed this through Buck's Custom Shop, and yeah, I went with the drop point blade and the nickel silver bolsters. American elk handle. We went with the finger grooves. You can see that. So we got the finger grooves, elk, nickel bolsters, and a drop point. And since I got it, I've HT'd it up a little bit. If I can stay here in frame, and I put a quick stud on it, and I added a sharpening choil to it, so kind of did a couple little slight mods on it. But,
is that the standard blade steel HT, or did you upgrade?
Excuse me, sir?
Is it the standard blade steel, or did you upgrade?
No, sir. That's I went with the S30V. Yes, sir. Yep, and actually, CJ Buck was gracious enough to give me his autograph on it. I don't know if I'm sure that won't come up on the front, come up on the feed, but yeah, I got a little personalization from CJ himself on that. So it's definitely probably it's one of the gems of my collection now for sure.
Thank you, Mike. I see your super chat there. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, it is. It's always a great day when we're talking knives, especially the really nice ones like this. Now, we had a comment from El Cap Addict about what makes it a bird and trout knife and not a caper. And the only thing I can think of is that most caper or caping knives tend to be trailing points, whereas bird and trouts kind of tend to be more just standard clip points. Possibly you might see some that are drop point, but not too many. But as far as I know, now, does anybody else on the panel have an opinion on that or can speak to that?
Not me. I'm sorry. Tom sounds like the man for that one.
Yeah, that is a Tom question for sure. But again, it's one of those things that manufacturers can call a knife anything they want to. But that's kind of my understanding. Most of the capers I've seen have been a trailing point knife as opposed to a.
This is really similar. It's just a little larger than the bird and trout, and Queen calls it a canoe.
All right.
And I think that's just the name they call it. It's not like the pattern or anything.
Right.
Very similar to bird and trout. It just doesn't have the back bolster, and it's a little larger. That's why I got it a little bit bigger in the hand, but very similar. But yeah, for some reason, Queen calls this a canoe, and it's not stag, but it's the winter bottom.
Yeah, the winter bottom bone. Yes, which is very nice.
Yeah, Tom would be the one to know that. To me, it's just a really nice, shiny steak knife.
Yeah, exactly.
And 440.
Hey, Joe from Messer HQ is here. Hi, Joe. Good to see you here. And yes, Randy made a suggestion for everybody to hit the like button, and don't forget to do that, please, if you don't mind. It helps the channel, helps the live streams to get noticed, and stuff like that. So anything like that you guys could do, we certainly appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. Jesse McJames says, similar to the CRKT Minimalist, it has a wedge-shaped profile on a caper, except the buck caper, it's like a scalpel. Yeah, the buck knives do come way sharp. That's for sure. So let's go ahead and take a look at what you got there, Cal. Looks like a beautiful handle on that fixed blade.
It's just that Winchester that T-Bar K custom made about 16 years ago now. And so old Winchester knife that I bought at Walmart for like $20. And I had a set of mule deer horns that my great grandfather had shot. So I went ahead and had this put on this knife, which it came with like a very, very ugly wooden handle. I mean, it was terrible. It was just, there was nothing to it. No curve. It was straight. And yeah, I hated it. So, but I bought the knife just to put the handle on. And so, yeah, he also sharpened the top there. So
Nice.
it's razor sharp on both sides. But not quite sure what you'd want to do with it. It's quite a bit too large for me to do any kind of real hunting work with. But maybe if you just want to run up and stab the deer and instead of shooting it, you could probably get it done that way.
I think when it comes to using any kind of a blade on a animal like that, I think the feral hogs down there in Texas, now that'd be a worthy pig sticker.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Speaking of deer, I saw a deer yesterday as I was driving down the freeway. He was just standing there right at dusk, right when the sun was just going down over the mountains. He was just standing in a field out there, nice 6-pointer. I was just like, man, of course it has to be like right there next to the barbed wire fence, right next to the freeway, where it's totally safe. That's where they hide. And congratulations to Randy's WSG. He is at 1,000 subs. Thanks, Martin, for pointing that
Absolutely.
out. Yeah, so congratulations, Randy. That is awesome. So
congratulations, Randy.
Absolutely.
Oh, and Don C's got elk season where he's at. He helped 4 brothers with theirs. Yeah, it does take a lot of people to break down an elk. That is a big animal for sure. Never been elk hunting. I've seen elk, and they are huge. So, and hey, Byron Kennedy's here. Nice to see you're here, Byron. Oh, I see something shiny caught my eye there. What you got there, Terry?
I had completely even forgot about these because I still hadn't shown them. I done a little short on them. I forgot about even having these when you started talking about stag. I said, well, I ain't got but like 3 knives with stag on them. I just got these, so I just completely forgot about them. This is the brand is Trophy Stag, and got a hollow grind on it. And it starts out with this is like some type of wood, and then it's got leather rings, and then it has the stag here with leather rings. Then it's got a little brass spacer and another wood spacer, and then a brass pommel on the end down here. So it's it's obviously a rat tail thing on it, but it was just I just had to have them, just had to have them, and I did say so means more than one. So
oh yeah,
there's actually 2 of them, and you look at them and you can tell they're different. You could tell that the piece of stag is different. The way that it just amazed me. I couldn't. And the leather sheaths are copacetic. They
Right.
okay. I may wind up doing something a little different, but they are sharp. They come pretty sharp, and I took and honed them a little bit and stropped them, Didn't put them on the stone, just honed them and stropped them. And I'm going to do a closer video on these later, but I couldn't believe that hollow grind and everything, it's a capable, I believe you could use them. Now, you wouldn't want to use it as a chopper, it being a rat tail tang, not knowing, well, it's got to go all the way or you wouldn't be able to get the pommel on the end. But it's obviously fairly small rat tail. And I don't even remember what the overall dimension was. The overall dimension, it's a 10-inch. It's a 10-inch knife with a 5-inch blade and a 5-inch handle. That's pretty cool. But like I say, it's got plenty of room. And you can choke up on it a little bit if you need it. Like if you're doing some skinning, you could choke up, and it's big enough that you could. What I liked about it when I got to looking at it is you can put your middle finger right here, and you can actually do detailed work with it if you were skinning. I thought it was pretty. I thought it was pretty neat.
I like that dark color. Got some good deep colors in those.
It does, and I have no idea what kind of antler. I'm sure it's just regular whitetail, but they're pretty neat.
All right. So we'll go switch to a little weather report here. Now, I think almost all of us live, in what would be considered the South, except for Andrew. But Joe from Messer HQ wanted to know if anybody else has snow. They got 16 inches in Munich. Of course, Tom's not here right now, so he's our man in the Midwest that could tell you about that. But yeah, no snow for us. Not even in the mountains right now. Of course, we haven't had any kind of precipitation, so I don't know what's going on up in your part of the world there, Andrew. You guys getting some?
It was really cold, and then the rain came in, and actually, my sweet pea said she was on the porch and saw a few snowflakes the other day. But once the weather comes in, the rain, it warms up real fast. So it's just rain today, probably in the mid 40s.
Yeah. Ray's up there in the Midwest too. He said they've had a little, but they're behind on their snowfall. Terry's up in Michigan. He says it's 40 and raining right now. No snow today. They had some snowfall last week, but it didn't last long for Jesse McJames. So Randy had some snow in northern Arizona. So yeah, it's there you go. There's our unofficial kind of nationwide weather report there, Joe. So anyways, I have a knife that combines some stag and some wood. This is also another Roper knife. This is their Laredo Trapper. So you get some of the zebra wood and a piece of stag there by the bolster. So that's definitely kind of a cool deal. And there's the pile side. So yeah, I do like this knife. I think it looks really quite handsome.
Absolutely.
That's very nice.
What do you think about Roper overall? The knives you've had, and what's your take on Roper?
I like Roper knives. I think that they are good quality knives. They have a nice line of traditional and modern knives. They make them, a lot of them with their traditionals are in carbon steel. You get 1065 carbon, and then they do have some stainless steels and D2 also in traditional and modern knives. They make a multi-tool also, which is interesting. And I think they're really a good value for the money. And for everybody that's watching, in my videos in the description box, I have a discount code with Roper Knives. If you go over to abkt.com, if you use the code RJS, that will get you 20% off all across the whole website. So definitely go do that. I don't get any cut of that money or anything like that. That's something I talked to the people over there at Roper, and I asked them if they could do something nice for my audience, and they offered that, and it's been going on for a couple of years now, and it's been a good proposition between the both of us. So you guys can get some good knives, and I'm happy to pass that on to everyone.
That's awesome.
Sounds like there's some good folks over there behind them as well.
Yes, they are. They're really nice people to deal with. I've enjoyed my relationship with them, so it's definitely a good deal. But
They also HT. They also stand behind their warranty. One of my first trappers had a little blade wrap and a blade rub, and I reached out to them, and they didn't even ask me to send it back. They just sent me a new one.
Oh,
Wow.
that's top shelf.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
they're pretty good because they got knives that are what I'd call the working man knife, and then they got some knives that are what I call have adornment on them. And this one right here, I know we kind of went past the stag, but when you brought it up, I had to dig it out because this to me is a fancy little knife. That rope jigging, and then the bolster with that the way they got that thread looks like it's rope,
Yes.
and it's just a real nice, kind of it's a little bigger than what we would normally call a gentleman's knife, but it's just the adornment to it is what I think they do an excellent job. The ones that I have are very, very well built.
Yeah.
Like I said, and Andrew said that he didn't have a problem with the warranty on it. So I think they're real nice.
Yep. I agree.
While you got me there, RJ, I'll just go ahead and show this one real quick.
Sure.
This is the last one I have that I remember that I have. I may find another one in a minute, but this one I know, is real stag. This is a USA made Parker, made over in Jacksonville, Alabama. Of course, it's a Stockman. Why wouldn't it be? But this has no shield. So, Kalen, close your eyes, because Kalen, he goes nuts over them if they don't have a shield. But it is stag, brother. It is stag. But
That'll do.
This will it pass, brother? Will it pass?
I'll pass it.
You'll pass. You're so kind. But it's a nice little knife. Some of the Parker knives, that's kind of hit and miss with them. But this one's pretty good, and the stag is really, really nice. This would date to the mid to late 70s.
Am I correct? Did Bear and Son buy out Parker or buy their equipment?
Well, see that all when we start talking about those two companies, I don't know everything there is to know about them, but I know that when they first started Bear, BMG or whatever that is, Parker was involved because the same town. They're in the same place, okay? And Jim Parker had two locations in that town, and the reason I know this is y'all know that's where I grew up. But the foundry was right there in town, and then the factory and the plant was just outside of town. And somewhere about the time that he was shutting down Parker and Parker Edwards, that's when Bear was starting up, and he had something to do with the start of it, Andrew. I don't know the entire story, but when it first started, it was Bear, BMG, whatever that, before it became Bear and Son.
Yeah.
Now, the water's muddy right there. I don't know. You can go to Blade forums and, of course, they'll muddy up the water there too. He was definitely involved in it.
Yeah.
How, what they did, I don't know.
Very cool. Well, I did find one more stag. I forgot I had it. Now it's not a fancy pantsy stag. It's just the Tumbled Stag by Arthur Wright and Son.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a tumbled. I mean, it's not like the real fancy stag. Some of their knives you can get it. It's just, but I think it is real stag, and you get the swell in the back there.
Well, part of that's going to be too that come from England. So
Yes.
the antler is going to be a different kind of antler than what you get here or what you get in India or what you get in Germany.
Yeah.
But it looks good.
That would be my only other stag. I know they have been releasing a few more in their stag that has been looking better on them for sure. I guess I pull the blade out here. It's got about a 8.5, 9 pull. Nice clip point, Barlow.
Yeah, it's a really nice knife.
I like the way that they build their. I like the way that they build their Barlow. The way the blade is canted. You know, hardly nobody else does that, but theirs is pretty neat. I don't have one yet, but I want one.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'll try to show this one again.
I know you've been waiting, Cal. I know you've been very patient. Thank you. And also there's a question from LD's pocket knife. LD was on our show just last week. He wanted to know if the new Marbles knives, if they use genuine stag. Does anyone know? I do not know the answer to that. I don't know if anybody else on the panel knows or somebody in the chat box knows. If they could answer LD's question, that would be nice.
I don't have any marbles like that. The only marbles I have has tortoise shell. So.
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, the ones I've reviewed, that it looked like a bone stag, like bone made to look like stag, but unless they have some genuine stag that I haven't seen.
Okay. Well, there you go, LD. I hope that helps you out. All right, go ahead, Cal. Tell us about that knife you got in your hand there.
I got a 3rd generation fighting rooster here. This is made between 90s and 94 to be exact, and 2007. And this one is this one originally had imitation pearl handles, and they were coming off when I bought the knife. So I took this to Tank over at T-Bar K, and he put this beautiful stag on there for me, and was able to get the shield back in there. And
yeah, that's gorgeous.
The bomb shield there, and but yeah, he did a phenomenal job on getting that thing back together. And it looks, I was looking at your knife there, Andrew. It's very similar how the you know, that dip in the stag there.
Yeah,
looks very similar to yours. And but yeah, mine has the the sheep's foot, or yeah, it's a sheep's foot, I would say. It's pretty equal-ended, but I think these were possibly sold as a pruner or like a sampler knife. But yeah, beautiful stag on this one. And
Very useful knife.
thank you. While I got the camera, I will go ahead and show off one more for now. Fighting rooster and stag. And this one is stag from the factory. It's the muskrat. And this is a 2nd generation fighting rooster. They did these between the early 80s and the early 90s. And this one is just fantastic example of their stag.
Frank had a question. I think on the other knife you were showing, he wanted to know how long the blade length was.
I knew that was going to come up, and I've been looking all morning.
You can't find your
Give me
measuring
one
stick?
second. Give me 1 second. I just had the darn thing yesterday.
Also, El Phoenix asked about what happened to Mr. Barlow, and I have not heard from Mr. Barlow in a while. I think he's probably just taking a break, but I'll reach out to him. I'll see if I can find out what's up with him. He's a good dude. He's been on our live stream before, and I always enjoyed talking with him. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he seems to be taking a break. I mean, you might get a video once a month or once every 2 months out of him.
Yeah.
Who had the question?
Was how long that that blade was, and then we were talking about Mr. Barlow, where he's been at.
So the cutting length is 2 3/8, and to the bolster it is 2 3/4.
There you go. Also, Big Red EDC threw out something. He wants to know who believes that the Queen USA is being built by Bear & Son. And we've got some people thinking Bear & Son, other people thinking Cooper Knives. I thought it might be Cooper Knives because I know Cooper bought the Queen factory equipment, but then somebody else in that, when I made that comment on Big Red's video, it was about the Queen USA knives, said that that Cooper sold the rights to the Queen name to be able to buy that equipment. So they thought that that would not be likely that they would build it. However, who knows? I kind of think it's Cooper myself. In fact, I brought a Cooper knife because I have one. I'll show a couple of knives here. This is the Cooper knives that they had, the Weed & Co. Knives that they had built. And I thought that the die job they did on the bone for the green bone is perfect. You see there's no problems with the back spring. This is a really big knife. You got, just huge handle. I mean, you can hold it way back here. You can choke up on it way up here. But this was their EDC knives they came out with. And it's got the Weed & Co. on the blade edge. I think it's too much reflection from my PC, but
that's like a granddaddy trapper.
It is. It's I have a similar knife. This is from Right Edge. This is Hunter, single-bladed Hunter, and they both are, basically that large style hunting knives. But yeah, it is. It's like a big single-bladed trapper. But yeah, definitely a back pocket knife if you're gonna carry that. But I kind of think, if anything, it would be cool if the Queen knives are being made by Cooper, even if they sold the name to get the equipment. I just think that'd be kind of a fitting thing. But to go back to the Roper knives, here is their scrimshaw knives that they had. This is the one with the deer, and I have another one that has turkey on it. And this is their work knives, and this is in 1065 carbon, and these are little lockbacks. So this is their kind of a Sodbuster junior size, but I thought it was kind of cool that they had the little scrimshaw on the bone. So kind of a neat little series of knives, but something that people may enjoy if they like scrimshaw on their blades. And just because you asked for it, Byron wanted to know if somebody did something with purple bone or something. Yeah, there you go. Here's Barlow, just for you, Byron, just for you. I still want to know what the story is about what the color purple ever did to you, but it's got to be interesting. You've got some kind of childhood trauma there. I think you need to work it out, but I don't know. But that's fun. And then to go back to Stag real quick, this is that hen and rooster. So you can see, how it has the scalloped slabs also, Andrew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this one definitely good looking, stag handles on here. So, this is a fun little knife, the Whittler. The Minnesota Vikings happened. The song, the Purple People Eaters. That's what it is. Yeah. So, yeah, he definitely is feeling bad. And let's see. Byron does have a comment here about Cooper. Yeah, there you go. Watch City. Cooper C owns and makes the battle axe knives. Those are cool knives too. I like those. And there you go. And Tim loves his purple knives and purple monsters and purple shirts. There you go. Right on.
And
with the
purple
nice
drink. You
patches
can't
there.
forget his purple drink.
Yeah. That's
Purple Monster drink.
it.
Purple
What do you
Monster
say,
drink.
Tim?
I need to get some of that.
You, I believe HT has a knife.
HT, do you have a knife?
Yeah, he was showing.
You got one squirreled away over there?
I got a couple. I'll make this one real quick.
Okay.
Just tag it onto the roper in that zebra wood you showed earlier. This
Yes,
is
sir.
That's the little 3-blade kind of, I call it the hunter's knife. Got your clip point, your gut hook, and little bone saw. And that's the zebra wood handles, and it's even got a little deer scene. I'll get up there. I don't know if that'll a little deer
That's a handy
scene on the
knife
front.
there.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool little piece. But the one I really wanted to show you guys, is there any open nail fans in the group?
Oh yeah. Now that
Okay.
is something I've never seen on an open L.
Well, this is one of my, if I can do it right, one of my gems. We have a kind of customized open L here in stag. Has a little file, has some file work there on the blade. If you guys see that.
Yes. Yeah, that's cool.
Kind of an easy open notch here. I don't cut myself, but yeah, big. You see the butt end of that big, thick end of good old stag there. If I can keep it in frame, which I'm not doing. There we go. Better. But yeah, the open L. This is the open L number 9.
Very nice.
That is cool.
Very, very cool. Now, do you do that yourself, HT?
I wished I could tell you I did, but no, sir. I had that done for me. I forget now. I've had that a long time. That one of my few kind of safe queen. I really don't have safe queens, but that's one I really haven't taken out and gave it a lot of love. But I said it'd be a cool piece to show on the show for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was cool. Thank you for sharing it. That's for sure.
Yes, sir.
All right. Anybody else got something they'd like to go with?
I got some fake stag, but Terry can go next.
Yep, Terry had his hand up first, so we'll go with him. Somebody's asking about elk in France. I don't know about that, so we'll have to have Joe answer that.
All right, y'all brought up queen. So there is a queen single blade copperhead with bone stag, and that's about as a pretty example as you'll ever see.
That is nice.
Yeah, this is one of my top shelf knives. It is really, really, really nice. Of course, I love a copperhead, but it's just a jam up knife.
Oh yeah.
Great burn look to that too.
It does. I mean, they just done an excellent job. Excellent job on it. This is one of the ones that were in the later years. It just says Queen, Titusville, PA. I ain't got my magnifying glass, but it's the best I could date it was, this is some of the later years in the 2000s.
That thing's sharp. I like it.
It is.
I do too. The original, Queen knives, there's just something about them. They're just the way they're made, the materials they're made with, and the way they look. I mean, just nobody else has that, in my opinion.
No, they were back in the day. I mean, they were putting together. I mean, especially in the 70s, 80s, and even to the very early 90s. If you think about it, this says a lot to the Queen. This says a lot to them when you think about it. When Jim Parker bought Case in the 80s, he contracted Queen to build the Select knives. So
Mhm.
all the selects in the late 80s and early 90s were built by Queen when Tim Scott's daddy was working over there and running everything. So that says a lot to their, to their ability to build a good knife. And
Yeah.
Kalen could probably speak to that. I don't know if he has any of those actual selects from that era, but those, what they call the case selects from the 80s and early 90s is some of the most beautiful. What he did was those particular knives, Jim Parker went back and took drawings from the 20s and 30s and 40s and took over there for them to build those knives.
Yeah, those are, and their execution, like I said, of the Queen knives that I've seen, they just, even the later ones, their execution is just spot on,
Yeah.
fit and finish, and everything is just, it's definitely something that is a thing of beauty. That's for sure. I heard that snap from all the way over here. What you got there, HT?
How about that?
Oh, that's nice.
This is a kind of a cousin to my custom there, but we went with brass this time. Man, if I can keep it in frame. And we have, I guess what kind of makes this one really cool, it has the inlay that's 24 karat gold plated on the little fighting buck scene there. I don't know if you guys can, how well y'all can pick that up. But it's got
Hey,
two white-tail bucks there kind of sparring, locking horns.
Nice.
But yeah, that's of course their elk handles and brass on this piece, and I think it says on the back it's numbered. I think it's number 463 out of 1,000. So it was it came through their custom shop, but I think this was like a special Cabela's run that they ran through Buck's custom shop and did like a numbered run on it. But yeah, I thought that's one of the, keep it right. That's one of the gems of my collection.
Yeah, that is very cool.
Yes, sir.
Tom has one of those.
Fan.
Yep, Tom has one of those knives that he found, and it was from the Buck Collectors Club. If I remember right, it's a fixed blade that has that hole in there, but I could be wrong. It might be a folder, but he definitely. Frank asked if that was a 110 HT.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, sir. That's
Yes,
definitely.
It was. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Buck
yeah, so we got that.
Buck 110.
And JB says that the Queen that he reviewed, that Berenson has a shield that looks just about identical to that. So it very well may be Berenson that's making it. Somebody's making it, that's for sure, and somebody in America. So you got to think about how many traditional knife makers there are that have the capacity to go ahead and do that. And
Randy,
certainly Berenson's one of them.
Don't quote me on this, but I believe TC on one of his videos there for Smoky Mountain, I believe they said one time, let slip maybe, that it was Bear down Jacksonville.
It is.
Okay. Yeah, very well could have happened.
It may be Berenson.
Well, their quality has gone up because I heard those new Queens are absolutely perfect.
Well, that's good. What you got there, Cal?
I have a second generation Fighting Rooster Trapper, and this one is in genuine stag, and I've showed this one before, but this is the perfect candidate for today. And she has the clip point and the spay, and like I said, second generation, being early 80s to early 90s. Has the same kind of shield as I showed a while ago on the Muskrat. I'm not sure. What do y'all call that one?
The Flying Squirrel.
Yeah.
Flying Squirrel. That'll work.
Bomb shield.
Yep, the bomb shield, the Flying Squirrel.
And but no, it has my favorite thing about this knife is the spay on it. It's
that's a nice one. Yep.
Yeah, it's got a nice
That's
spay
a great mirror polish too.
Oh yeah, it's fingerprint magnet. I'm gonna have to
Thrifty.
wipe all these down.
Thrifty.
Take about an hour after the show.
Are those full size 4 and 8?
This one seems larger than a 4 and an 8. I could be wrong, and it's right at 4 and an 8. I think it's just the wide stag handles is what makes it feel larger. But yeah, and then I also have this one's real special. This is a second generation, early 80s, early 90s Fighting Rooster Stockman, and this one has the scrolled bolsters, and this one has the gold etching on the blade. This one is one of 12 made, and I know when they were brand new, in a catalog I seen one time, they were sold brand new for like $250.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I didn't give that much for this. I got it in an auction. I think I gave right at like $100 winning in the auction, but something like this, I couldn't imagine what it's actually worth. But yeah, this is definitely one of my my finer pieces, if not, definitely my finest piece from Germany. But yeah, it has the standard clip point. This one has just a long pull. It does not have the match track like most Fighting Roosters have. It's got a sheep's foot and a spay. So
It's very nice.
yeah, definitely my favorite one in stag by far.
What year is that, Kalen?
Early 80s to early 90s. They made these between like 82 to 93, I believe, 94 somewhere.
Wow, 200 is a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
Might as well be like an $800 knife today.
Probably. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Got a little Germany here.
Yep, I do too. You got a hen and rooster there?
I'll go ahead, RJ. I got an otter messer. We'll take a look at later.
Okay. Yeah, I got a couple of hen and roosters. I showed this Whittler earlier, but this is a hen and rooster knife, and one that I brought also that has excellent dye on the bone is this green bone covered hen and rooster, and this one actually is marked Soligen Germany and Bertram on the back of the blade. I don't think you can see it on here, but you can see it in the video that I did for it.
Pretty spear.
But
That's nice.
it is. This is probably my nicest canoe. I mean, it's really a super sweet knife. Lots of snappability to it, as Terry says. So there you go. That's the pin, and on the there's a half stop on the main blade, and there you go. Lots of good snap on that. But speaking of Bear and Son, this is their beer tender Barlow that came out last year, and it's really got the nice coloring on the bone, but also fit and finish is perfect. There's no gap in the back springs at all. Nice long pulls on the blades. So I think that Byron says here that Cooper doesn't yet have the capacity for SMKW level of production. So yeah, they very well may be. That was one of the things that I was thinking about too. Is how much production do they have? And then of course here's the cap lifter as your secondary blade, not an actual blade at all. But
I love that Baron Sun beer tender. I have one myself. I'm wondering why they never stamped USA on it.
You know what? That's a good question. I to tell you the truth, didn't even look at that.
It's made in USA, but it's one of the few that don't have USA. Also, the Jumbo Trappers by Queen that Baron Sun made some Jumbo Trappers for Queen, and they also didn't have a USA stamp on it. which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I did see that, Tim. I'm going to have to get the Pilsner to complete the collection.
Oh, yeah, the yellow bone.
Yep, with the yellow, for sure. They always come out with one more. There's always one more you got to get.
Yeah, I like that amber bone on the beer tender. It's really nice.
I do too. I think it's cool.
Here's some fake Stagton, and this actually I got a few gifts from Michael at Rasputin Castle for gifts for my giveaway, and he sent me this. He says, so it is a Sears Craftsman, and he said it was made by Schrade, and for being fake Stag, I thought it looked really good.
We'll
Now
see you, JB. Sorry.
Bye, JB. Nice to see you. Now it's been sharpened multiple times, and it's almost like a really pointy tip, and it's a little lock back. But I thought that's cool. I might include this in one of my giveaways. But I don't have a Craftsman Sears made in USA. I thought that was really cool. And RJ, I do have the scrimshaw ropers, but I decided to do my own scrimshaw on this tumbleweed. I put a paddle on it because it kind of has like a canoe.
Kind of a canoe vibe. Yeah, I get that.
And that's one of the easier ones to do. This was from my Rough Rider scrimshaw kit. I had this in white bone. And then
nice.
I just posted the video last night, and then this is my whale, my Moby Dick. Byron called it a guppy. And I had a little problem trying to separate the eye from the fin, and I ended up bleeding them together. But this is my first scrimshaw. Randy's awesome. Yeah, thank you. Randy's WSG did one of these knives, and I was terrified because it's such a nice white bone trapper in perfect shape. And so I just went for it. I watched a master scrimshaw guy use the Rough Rider kit, and it kind of helped a little bit because the instructions are kind of vague. And so maybe I'll do some like octopus tentacles on this side, practice a little bit more, but let's see if I can get it up.
Now, if you remember the old movie Moby Dick, if you could have got at the end of the movie when Ahab is like all trapped on the side of the whale, that would have been pretty awesome. It might be too much detail.
It's really tricky getting into the bone there.
Oh, bad.
One more. Tim School of Fish sent me this. It was white bone, and he dyed it himself. He's got some yellow. And he went into orange, and went into a little red, and he went into some purple. And he sent me this as a gift. It's a single-bladed Birkin. I love Sunburst, and I'm a big fan of orange. Thank you very much, Tim. I thought that was really cool home dye job, which makes me want to dye a few of my white ones.
Okay, so the question is, do you have a Sunburst guitar?
Kind of Sunburst.
There you go.
It's not like a Fender Sunburst. And actually, this was the late singer of my band, David. He passed away a few years ago, and I got his guitars. His brother gave them to me. Actually, and somewhere in my pile of guitars, I do have a Univox Sunburst.
There you go. Perfect. Well, that's cool that you got something to remember your friend by. That's awesome.
And actually, this was Dave's hat. I got this when he passed. He lived a hard life. He wasn't that old, but he was overweight and had some health issues. And then all of a sudden, a couple summers ago, he passed away. So it's kind of a shock to everybody. He was only like 51, 52.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is young. That is young for sure. All right. So who wants to go next? Who's got a knife, or you got a question? Or go ahead, Cal. What you got your hand up for?
I like to go fast.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'll go next. Little line from Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
But I have a couple of hen and roosters. I have a second cut stag that's been customized. I lost the shield out of it. This was my father's. He lost it, not me. And Tank over at T-Bar K, back when he was with us, he put the shield in it, and whenever I got it, the blade would not close all the way. It was a little bit more than that, but it would ride proud, and it would definitely poke you. So he worked and it required a new back spring was the issue with that, and so that got taken care of, and I got a great knife now. And this was the Little Cutting Horse series. Hard to see, but it's all etched on there. It's got a bunch of etching or scrolling, whatever. But and then I have my grandfather's hen and rooster. In that red crow's foot jig bone, and
That's nice.
with the lockback, and it has that same that old gold shield or whatever. It's
Yeah.
that it's not painted or whatever. Brass, I would imagine. And yeah, exquisite job on the bone.
Yeah, it's just beautiful.
And it has
nice
wonderful grind on the blade, mirror polish, long pull. But those are my two.
It has all the nice features.
It does. Those are my two hen and roosters, and the only bone stag I have is this Bearhead Teardrop in bone stag, and this is of course a Tony Bowes design with it's got the half stop, and this one is a 2015, and the number is TB 6.51028, and this one is in stainless. And there's that bone stag. I think it looks pretty good on this one. I especially like the back. A lot darker, more character on it. But the front still looks pretty good to me. So I'm happy with it.
Yeah, that is cool.
And it has this one is ground very, very weird. I don't know. It's going to be hard to pick up, but it's almost like it's not all the way curved here. It's like it steps towards the end. I don't know if you can see that right there.
Yeah. So it's not like
a little bit, the tiniest bit of a step. So
yeah.
But I think these were meant to be pin blades. Wouldn't y'all say that's a pin blade?
Yeah.
I know some of them you can get with a Warncliffe, but that one's got the the up sweep on the end. So
yeah, it has kind of
almost looks a little tribal lockish.
Right. That too, for sure. But yeah, little Tony Bowes Teardrop in bone stag, and that's all I got for now.
Well, that's good. Joe from Messer HQ had a question about hen and rooster knives, wanting to know if they were still in business or not. I think they've changed hands a couple of times, but I'm not sure the exact history of them. But as far as I know, they're still in business, but I think they're not possibly completely made in Germany either anymore.
Correct.
Did any of you guys know anything more?
Yeah, Jim Frost bought them out.
Okay.
Jim Frost bought them out, and originally they were still made in Germany, I guess, till they got it all done up. And then some of them are made in Spain and some of them are made in China, which I don't know. But they did move a lot of it over to Spain.
Okay. Yeah, because both of the ones I have, the canoe is older and it's actually marked Solingen in Germany. The Whittler that I have, it just says Bertram Cutlery, Germany, and no country of manufacturer. So
this one says Solingen as well.
Yeah, so I'm guessing it just Germany. It may be a blade that they had left over. I don't know if it was built in Spain or somewhere else. But it is a nice stag. I see you got your hand up there, HT.
Yeah,
I hope that helps Joe, if anything.
keeping with the Soligen Germany. We have we got an Otter Messer here, lockback in stag, and has the brass bolsters and pins. Yeah, it's a big hand feeling. You see how big that is in my hand?
Yeah, it looked almost
I mean,
the scales look kind of wedged, like they're bigger at the top.
they are. It's got some good, pretty good, pithy, deep stag on this one, and listen to this lockup on it. You know, I don't know if that's coming through, but listen to this.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite knives. I carry this fairly regular, and it's 1075 carbon steel on this guy. But yeah,
Nice.
one of my favorite stag pieces, the Otter Messer lockback. I forget exactly the specific name, but it is brass and stag lockback, and it's a good one.
That is nice.
That is nice.
And you guys want to see some Spain, or would you rather see Italy? I think we're taking the tour all over the world.
Might as
You
well.
want to see a Spain or an Italy?
Your choice.
Well, I got a lot of Italy, and let's get Joker brand. We talked about Spain earlier.
Yeah, Joker makes some nice knives.
How's this little Joker right there? It's kind of a smoother, not real deep stag, but really nice rounded, real rounded stag. Fits really good in the hand, and has some nice file work on the back. You can see that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a mid lock back right here. But yeah, Joker in Spain, Joker Spain, Spanish knife.
Very nice.
Nice too.
You gonna show your Italian one too?
I won't hog it up. We'll bounce back, and I'll show a couple of Italian.
Yeah,
Italian ones.
We'll come back around the horn and see what you got there.
Absolutely.
I know that Doom Crew, he has some of those case knives with that really gnarly popcorn stag. You know, where you got all the bumps and everything in there, and it really looks awesome. But those are definitely some nice pieces. You got something like that, Cal?
I do.
Nice.
I got another Fighting Rooster, but it has some gnarly stag on the back of it. The front is pretty standard. This one has slanted bolsters. It's similar to the other one I showed a while ago, not quite as fancy. It's got the same blades and stuff, but the stag on the back of this one is just bumpy and gnarly, and
there you go.
Yeah, if that's similar to what you were thinking of.
Yes, sir. It was exactly what I was thinking of.
So glad I could demonstrate for you.
Reminds me of that Rough Rider line.
That's why I'm glad you're on the show, because you've got a deep bench. Yeah.
The front's pretty standard though, so
yeah,
nothing crazy on the front. Still nice though.
It is. It is.
I must have oiled that one real well, because it's all over my hands now.
And Sean said he thought you only had case knives. He said, "Good for you."
I branch out a bit, just a bit,
just a little bit.
Hen and Rooster and Fighting Rooster.
There you go.
Both hand in hand.
Yeah, they go together. That's for sure. Well, if we're gonna show off some regular bone knives, I have to show these off because my wife is really particular for she really likes the blue knives, and she thinks those are her favorites. This is one of her favorite. This is a Rough Rider Copperhead, but it's got that flying squirrel shield and really very pretty bone on it. The dye on there is just really great. I mean, just looks like the ocean kind of. It's just really very nice.
Yeah, that's the smooth bone, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's a blue smooth bone.
I think Smoky Mountain still has those, and the blue varies, but that's a great looking one.
Yeah, I was really happy with that. Another one that I recently got was the Cold Steel Trapper in the blue bone. Their blue smooth bone, and I think it looks really awesome. Another really good looking knife.
It's like a Mediterranean blue.
Yep. And then to continue, here's the case with the Caribbean blue. You got to have that.
Yeah, that's
a good looking
gorgeous.
color.
Yeah, this is another Trapper. This was the one I won from Jersey Knife Guys giveaway last year. So,
Is that Caribbean?
yep,
Yeah.
Caribbean saw cut blue bone Trapper.
Oh yeah, I got the Sodbuster Junior that Tim sent me.
And then my brother-in-law got me this Freemasons blue Trapper. And
Oh,
it has
nice, limited edition too.
Yeah, really nice blue bone on there. I liked Gary the Last Ranger when I showed this. He's like, "Oh, I like that Illuminati shield that you have on there."
I like that they put case on the front bolster on that.
They did, yeah, and it's got a serial number on it.
Oh yeah.
Well. So
yeah, that's a limited run there.
Yeah, it's very nice, and they're still available. I did see that they were still for sale, so they still got some left. But I had to. Okay, Martin's got to go paint some walls. I don't envy you because painting is one of my least favorite tasks. But
take it easy, Martin.
But yep, have a good day. That's for sure. Thanks for stopping by. Yep, I agree. Sean says Tim School of Fish is a super great guy. He always makes my days better. Yep, I agree. Tim's
a fantastic guy, man.
Yeah. In fact, we got to get him back on the show because he was a lot of fun when he was on here. I'll talk to him. Yep, there you go. Paint it blue.
We ain't fun enough. Sorry.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I think Terry.
Terry's got one.
There you go. I knew somebody would have a knife somewhere.
Yeah. 6.5 bone stag case toothpick, like a
Nice.
2007. Pretty nice little knife.
Surely that's the mini, and it's
Yeah, this is a 3-inch.
okay.
Yeah, that's the 3-inch. No, see, it's in my hand. That's a 5-inch.
Your giant hands make all knives look small.
That's a nice older 6.5.
It is. It's been. I bought this thing, Andrew, in a antique store, and the blade on it is a little short. You see there, you'll notice it's had the tip broke off of it, and it kind of fixed that. But I got this thing. I think I give $15 for it. Had to have it. But those are neat. I like the bone stag. They're neat. But I know Andrew likes this one. This is not it's not stag. It's just a saw cut bone. This is it's a sharp finger design by Chipaway, and that is some of the prettiest bone.
That's nice.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
You have to find them on the secondary market because they're not available anymore.
You're right. They're not available anymore. And it amazes me.
That's a good looking handle.
It is. It's a nice knife. It's the blade stock is thicker than a true sharp finger, matter of fact, I got one right there. It's a lot thicker. It don't have the same kind of grind on it.
Oh, okay.
You see how thick it is? It's much thicker here, and the blade itself is thicker. It don't hold quite an edge like the regular old timer sharp finger does, but nonetheless, it is a beautiful knife.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, that's the reason I bought it. I mean, I bought it for when I seen that bone. I couldn't help it. I had to have it. But let me show you one more real quick. Just is Byron still here? Because I want him to see this one.
Yeah, Byron's still here.
Yeah, this is a Baron Son medium stockman, purple, and they call it maroon stag. They call this maroon stag.
You're gonna hurt his feelings.
If you look real close at it, if I had it, behind the camera where you could really see it, you could tell that it's real porous. And I say it's bone, but it could be some some cheaper stag, and they just opted to dye it. I'm just going by what it says it says maroon stag, but it's nonetheless it's a pretty knife. It's just pretty bone or stag or whatever it is. It's pretty neat.
I agree.
Yeah, I like it.
I am there.
And you was talking too, Andrew, about the Queens not saying USA. This Baron Son. Okay, yeah, it does. But I have seen some Baron Sons that'll say Jacksonville, Alabama on it, but sometimes the USA is not on there. But this one is on there.
I have a couple that say USA, but I just noticed that people were talking about the beer tender and their Queen didn't have it stamped. I think Randy WSG said they did it to save money, which can make sense. Stamping takes more money, but
right. And I also wonder too if those blades, the blade may have already been made in another factory,
Yeah.
And legally they can't stamp that blade USA if it's not made here.
Okay.
That's true.
Very well. In other words, the knife was made here. That blade may have been stamped out overseas.
Yeah, true.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
Because that was a big thing. I know I seen an article on some Leatherman products, and for years, Leatherman on their the pliers, it wasn't stamped USA because they didn't come from a USA. So, but now that if you look on the new ones on the pliers, it's actually stamped USA. So that just a thought. It could be. I don't know for fact.
Yeah, I don't know. Makes sense though.
Well, yeah, and a lot of the Boker trappers and stuff that aren't Soligen, they won't be stamped Soligen. They'll have the Germany shield, but those are sourced from overseas. But the true Soligens will have a Soligen stamp on it.
Right. Kayla and I were just talking about that a couple of days ago. That because I don't have it in here, but I had just got a couple of knives. I got a hen and rooster and a German bull, and they're both the sodbuster style. I think they call them clodbuster or something like that.
Right.
But they both stamped. It says Germany handmade, but it don't say Soligen on it.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody else was said on a different channel. I don't remember who, but something about the steel is German steel, but they're probably put together in Spain or somewhere else. So they can't put Soligen on.
All right. Well, I see the old gunslingers down there with one in each hand, one for both of you.
Nice. That's two knives.
Hash browns. There you go.
Great looking case fixed blades.
We got Kate Select and 6, 7, 8, 3.5. is the pattern on these. And I was gracious enough to find another one. And so I got it. So what else do you do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this is the new one that I got. It does not have quite the exquisite bone that the other one has, in my opinion. I think this one is far nicer, a lot more jigging, and just a lot closer pattern of the jigging, especially on the backside.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I did give a little bit less money for it, so that's okay with me. And the backside looks pretty good. It's a little bit lighter in color. This one still has the black G10 liners. It's got the jimping on the blade. It's got the groove for the bloodletting, which please, I hope no one ever has to use these for anything like that after me. But
I agree.
these are safe queens, and I love these knives. So, and I do know that they make a larger one, so I am hunting one of those. Although they are quite a bit more expensive. And here's the other one.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, if you skinned a deer with that, you wouldn't have to worry about the covers getting all red.
No, it might give it a little more character. Might make this one the darker that I wanted.
But yeah, it's really tough to actually put one of those to work. But if you had to, you could.
If you had to.
Yeah. Well, one of the nicer. Oh, go ahead, Terry. Let me get you over there.
No, I was making fun of Kaylin.
I'm sorry, HT.
HT's got a knife.
I got one here, guys. It's got a pretty funny story to it, in my opinion.
Okay.
This is the case, of course, tribal lock. And get up there. That is the Cabernet bone, they call it.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a purple mauvish kind of color. I think it's really a good looking color. And got the XX on the blade.
Oh yeah.
We actually here in Arkansas, my good friend Eddie, we've been friends forever. We kind of obviously know each other's styles and likes. He's not quite the knife enthusiast I am, but anyway, we have Thanksgiving at their place, and we normally have Christmas at ours. And so we sat here one year, and it got down to where he opened a present, I opened a present, and lo and behold, we bought each other this same knife. And we sit there and we opened it up Christmas, and when I seen him, when he went first, and I knew what I bought him, of course, and I started chuckling. Yeah, we definitely bought each other the same thing, and that was pretty cool. But I think it's a real sharp looking piece.
How funny.
And I'll show one more while I got the time. How about a Cody Scout GEC?
Very nice.
This guy open there.
Absolutely.
This guy's got I thought it was really pretty on this one, how they blended you got the lights here at the top of the bolster and how it gets into the dark there and the bone in the middle. And this particular model's got pretty good. Doesn't have that lockup problem that some of them are notorious for having. So I got a good model on this one, but yeah, good. Got a little lanyard, little HT lanyard on this guy, but.
So what makes it an HT lanyard besides you building it yourself? But what do you do that's special on your lanyard that?
Not just me customizing it. Nothing. Just HT and I's arising it, I guess I should say. Just put my own little spin on it with this lanyard. But yeah, I do my own lanyards. I've done a few for other people and all, but yeah, I just thought that's a good one to show. It's one of my favorite in bone for sure.
Yeah, that is nice and a good story too. It's funny. You guys have exactly the same taste.
I'll steal one more quick one real quick. I only had,
Yeah,
matter of
sure.
fact, I only brought three of three bone out here. This is the Queen, and it is got the easy open notch here. Nice half stop too, by the way, on this big thing. But
Oh, is that the melon sampler? Is that what they call it, or?
I believe it is. Yeah, it's kind of that funky, not quite a spay, not quite a cotton set. Yeah, this
Giant
thing's a huge.
doctor's knife.
Yes, doctor's knife meets spay blade. I don't know exactly what you call that. But look at the size of this thing, guys.
Wow, I got to get one of those.
I mean, it's just neat. It's one that's not real practical, but it just kind of makes you feel good, makes you laugh.
Right.
Puts a smile on your face. But actually, this thing has some really killer
All right.
walk and talk.
See
I don't
you,
know
Ray.
if how that's coming through, but it has a nice half stops on them.
Looks well made.
That's the winter bottom bone there from Queen. Of
I
course,
love that series.
it's the Queen China. China, they're imported Queen, but a nice piece nevertheless, I thought.
Absolutely.
There you go. That covers my bone part of my section.
That concludes HT's bone segment on today's RJ's
bones.
Lives.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Well, some of the bone that Rough Rider has, their Appaloosa bone, I think looks really nice. The coloring on this is the tailgate trapper, and I'll show you why it's the tailgate trapper here in a second. But that's because this secondary blade is a cap lifter.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, this is one of those older model ones, and it has on the etch here. I don't know if it'll show up, but it says tailgate trapper. So actually a really fun knife. One that, like I said, the way they do their Appaloosa bone is really nice. And then here is the heavy forge trapper, and you can see that really nice modeling effect that it has on there with that. So this one came out a little bit. I think.
Like that scale color.
Yeah, the colors on that is really awesome. And then this has the forge marks on the top of the blades, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
So that's a whole different kind of blade aesthetic, and I just have always thought these were really nice looking knife. They make a Stockman in this as well, and here's your spay blade.
Yeah, you got a good one there. I have one of those to show also today because mine's a little different than yours.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, then just real quick, here's my 6.5 bone stag.
Oh, yeah.
The same one that you had, Andrew, but just slightly different because they're all one of a kind. That's one of the things I like about these different kind of bones and stuff is that each scale, it's an individual piece. So there's natural things that happen. They take dye differently, or they'll have different unique characteristics for it. But then another fun one that you don't see very often. Here you go. Here's the Earnhardt trapper, and so this is that black and gray bone. So not very many knives are really made to have that black and then gray color, but it looks really cool. And of course the 3 shield. I mean, just how cool is that?
All the way.
I'm telling you.
That's a case, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is.
Earnhardt. Yeah, usually you only see black bone or gray bone, but a black gray is really unique, and that's a cool shield on that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And these are still out there too, but just a really really nice piece.
So to show my heavy forge, so I had gotten one of these, and and it was more of a consistent kind of a burgundy brown, and
Right.
It's cool knife, but I'm like, well, I'll order another one and give the other one as a gift, and this one turned out really cool. It's got some purple here and some brown here and almost an Appaloosa. You flip it around and it's like a purple bone, which is even more unique. So I don't mind that the covers aren't the same, but at least it's not just like kind of a burgundy. But I did a few photographs of this and I was just like, holy cow, I lucked out with this. So they really do vary on this Heavy Forge series for sure.
Yeah, and I commented on your picture on Instagram that those were really beautiful covers that it had on there. I liked that a lot.
It's a cool one. I like the variety.
Yes, for sure. All right, Terry is ready.
Got a tobacco bone.
Oh, I got some of those too.
Got it. I would say when you get into smooth bone, that Appaloosa smooth bone and tobacco smooth bone is about as good as you get.
Yeah.
Love those.
And it just amazes me that these older Rough Riders, this was a Rough Rider that I bought back in 2010 when I first went to Smoky Mountain Knife Works the first time, in 2011. So this knife, was made like in 8, 9, 10, somewhere back in there. And when I bought these knives at the store, I mean, I literally gave like $5 or $6 a piece for these knives when I bought them.
Holy cow!
And these, I had never seen or heard of a Rough Rider knife when I went up there. That was my first, the first time I'd ever seen one, and they just, they blew me away. Well, I got two of them. I bought two of them at the same time because I got the other one that has the. I call it like a chess piece, like just playing chess. But they're beautiful, and I carried these knives. I mean, I don't anymore. I've kind of gotten away from carrying a canoe. I really don't know why. I still do some every once in a while. I just got out of it. But the other smooth bone that I always just kind of cranks my tractor is this Parker, this Japan-made Parker cutlery.
Mm-hmm.
This is a whittler with that smooth Appaloosa bone.
Oh wow,
that's nice.
This is a really, really, really super nice knife from the 70s. Now this is a knife that I do not carry. I would not take a chance on dropping that knife and breaking that. No, not ever, not ever. And this is one of the ones that has the spline back. It's a true whittler. Well, they all whittler. Whittler's a whittler, but this is the one that actually has the wedge in between the two back springs, what they call a spline back, which is, I still need to do a true video on that crazy thing. Everything else keeps getting in its way.
I hear you.
Every time I think I'm going to do a long video on it, something else comes up.
It certainly does. I do know that feeling. Go ahead there, Cal. What you got?
I have a Tony Bowes saddle horn here. This one was made in 2000. And this one I'm not quite sure the color on this one, but I'm pretty positive that is the winter bottom bone jigging.
Yep, definitely looks like it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not certain on the color of this one though.
Big bone? Is that what they call antique?
It could be. Usually antique is more akin to like an amber bone, and this one is also quite worn down. You can tell it's been in the pocket quite a bit, but I saw it on eBay and I really liked it. I had just picked up this one, and with the case script shield, and this one is a first run. As you can see there, case first run. And this one is a which doesn't make any sense because this one's a 2003 and this one's a 2000.
Oh,
So I'm not sure what they're meaning by first run, unless it's the bare head, that could have been that.
yeah.
But yeah, this one was fantastic to me, and they both
I
come
love
with.
those script shields. Those are so nice.
Oh yeah, and both of these knives they both come with a clip point and a skinning blade. There they are. Sorry about that.
One's a nice pattern.
Oh yeah, I love it. A couple other knives I wanted to show before I get off of here is the back pocket, and this one is red bone, and it is a 2011, and I really love this knife.
Man, that's nice, Cal.
Thank you.
Very nice.
I've carried it a few times. I don't really use it. The only reason I carry it is because it was a carry knife when I got it. I got it off of eBay. I think I gave like $119 for it, but I saw most of them were going for way more than that, so I immediately jumped on this one, and it's got. I love the. It's very very. It's got the white spots there. I like that a lot. It kind of reminds me of that satin rose. Yeah, I sent Randy that satin rose serpentine jack I had, and it reminds me a lot of that there. But
and that clip point looks like a Tony Bose kind of style clip point. So is that a Tony Bose back pocket?
Good eye there, sir. This is the Tony Bose back pocket.
Yeah, the clip point with the swedging on it.
Oh yeah, and this one is TB61546, and this one is in stainless. So if anybody wants to try and pick themselves up one, good luck to you. They are not cheap, and they're getting more expensive by the day. So
yeah, I've noticed.
I do have one more Tony Bose I'm going to show. This one's a real special knife. This is the Panama Trapper.
Oh yeah.
This one is a 20.
Nice.
I got ridiculously lucky on this, guys. The page I was on eBay had this starting bid at $66, and there was like 3 hours left on the bid, and he had a whole page full of these Mahoning Valley Knife Collectors Association. This one is number 14. And I don't know how high the run went, but the jigging on this bone is probably the best that I have in any of my case knives.
That is nice.
I don't know if that's coming through.
Yeah, that's the corncob jig. That's the Rogers jig bone.
Man, it is just. I love this knife. I love the new Skinner there, and of course the Tony Bose clip point with all of the etching there, 2021. So this is probably my flagship as far as Tony Bose case knives go. Couldn't believe the deal I got on it. Still can't believe I only paid $66 and some shipping.
Cow.
Yeah,
the etching and the limited run, it's stamped like which one it is in the limit. Dude, that makes it even more rare for sure.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
There's one of those Kalen deals for you.
Yeah, I spent about $85 on mine. I thought I got a great deal.
Most of those big case knives like that, under $100, you can't. Yeah. You're not doing any better than that.
Yeah.
Before I found mine on Shepherd Hills, which I think is a Shepherd Hills exclusive lizard skin, they were $125 to $250 on eBay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's for sure.
HT's got one.
I see it.
You guys, there any Ram Horn fans in the group?
Oh yeah.
We all love that Ram Horn.
switching off bone for a second here, but about lion steel, kind of
Oh yeah.
a smooth kind of ram's horn, kind of cream colored ram's horn there. Kind of has the, my opinion, like a 940 Osborne-esque kind of blade on this thing. You guys are familiar with that knife, I'm sure, in the moderns.
Oh yeah.
But good half stops on it.
Jesus.
Pinchable, very, very pinchable. See how, I mean, it's line steel. By the way, these are Italy, Italian made. If anybody doesn't know about the brand Line Steel, they're made in Italy. And yeah, they're top shelf. I guess this would kind of be what you would call a modern, one of the modern traditionals, because this is the M390 blade steel. But yeah, this is, I'm going to give you a look of that in hand. Fills up the hand pretty good. It's good. Got a good thick spine on that guy. But
Let's
yeah,
hear that snap again. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, line steel makes really good slip joints.
Check this one out. Yeah,
Wow.
it's definitely got a gator snap. And while I had one, so here we go. Now, another lion steel with half stops. This one's got the dark. We transition over into like a real darker ram's horn on this guy with the sheep's foot blade. Yeah, it's got like a little Barlow, got the long titanium bolsters. Another modern traditional here, but
yeah.
Listen to this walk and talk. Oh yeah,
Solid.
Got the long pulls on both sides, so it's
That's handy.
very pinchable. Lion steel, guys. Lion steel out of Italy. Ram's horn.
Yeah. Very nice. All right, guys. Well, we're right here at the end of the show. Anybody got any last words, final comments? We wrap this thing up with a bow.
Just real glad that HT made it on here. He's got some exquisite pieces.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, HT, for coming on the show and being a guest. We've enjoyed having you on here and going through your collection. We'll be sure to have you come back another time. We'll go through some more. So everybody out there that hasn't found HT before, go ahead and give his channel some love, and let's build his subscriber count and get him going.
RJ, I thank you very much, guys. RJ, yourself personally, and y'all guys for having me on here. It was my pleasure, and I love. I'll say this, and I don't think I'll get any pushback on this. This community is top shelf. It's the best there is. It's very welcoming. I've been, like I said, through my journey, I've been on all sides, the moderns and what have you, and you guys have just been welcoming, just a breath of fresh air. And I heartfelt thank y'all for all the support you've given me and for letting me come on today.
Well, you're welcome, and yeah, definitely come back and if HT can make the jump from a commenter to a YouTuber, let that be inspiration for the rest of you guys, because I think we all started that way. We all were commenting on videos and watching videos, and then we decided, what the heck, we'll just throw our hat in the ring and see what happens. And as you can see, it's just a lot of fun, and you get to meet a lot of really great people like this, and it's just it's a very enjoyable hobby. I'm very happy to have made this a part of my life. So
we're talking to you, Zen.
yes, Zen, you're conspicuously absent today, but we're definitely talking about you and your great collection. All right. Well, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Have a fantastic week here coming up. And I thank you guys for watching RJ's Lives. And we'll see you all in the next video. Be sure to check out everybody's channels, and we'll see you next time. You guys have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.